My girlfriend invited her ex over to my apartment, and I'm absolutely livid right now. I reside in a large city in my own place. My girlfriend, Lily, stays with her roommates, but honestly, she practically lives here 80% of the time. Earlier yesterday, while I was at the gym with my friend, Mike, she texted me that she had an old friend she hadn't seen in a while who was in town, and it would be nice to have a calm place to catch up. I said they could use my place, and that I'd go out for dinner with Mike, so they'd have time to catch up. During this time, I was at the gym and in a rush. I didn't inquire who she was inviting over, etc. Well, apparently I should have, as the old friend she was supposedly catching up with alone in my place was her only ex-boyfriend, Kyle. About 30 minutes after this conversation, I get a text from her saying they're at the apartment. I just replied, bet, and continued with my friend. Mike and I finished our workout around 7 p.m. and decided we'd go to Whole Foods since their hot salad bars have some great food. We ate there and finished around 8:30-ish. I'm heading home now, and honestly, I wasn't expecting anything other than just saying hi and heading my ass to bed. It had been a long-ass day, and honestly, I was just ready to get to sleep. I arrive home around 9 p.m., and at this point, I had no idea if her friend was still over or not. I was secretly hoping they weren't, as I didn't feel like socializing at all, but hey, I'll take one for the team. When I walked into the apartment, I see some big-ass Timberland boots that obviously belong to a man. I'm immediately like, fuck. Her friend brought her boyfriend, and I'm going to have to stay up and socialize now. I take off my shoes and jacket and start heading down the mini hallway. As I enter the living area, I see my girlfriend sitting on the couch with a man at separate ends, but staring directly at each other, talking. My girlfriend notices me and jumps slightly. I didn't really find this unusual at the time, but now looking back, it makes sense. At this point, I'm still completely unaware. I say hello and start walking towards the man. I'm looking around the house at this point for her friend, assuming she was in the bathroom or something. I shake the guy's hand and say something like, "Hey, I'm Lily's boyfriend." He replied in a cocky tone with something like, "I'm Kyle, Lily's ex." I was like, "Oh, my bad. I thought you were her friend's boyfriend." Then it got a little quiet, and I quickly realized that my girlfriend has been alone with her ex in my apartment for the last few hours. I look at my girlfriend and say, "So I'm guessing this was your old friend?" She replied softly, "Yeah." At this point, I wasn't jumping to any conclusions, but I'm tired, and I don't feel like socializing. I'm also now upset that my girlfriend was just hanging out with her ex in my apartment. It got quiet again, and these two made zero effort to continue whatever conversation they were having moments ago. Lily asks how my day was, and I was like, "It was fine, I guess." Again, getting the vibe that I'm interrupting something. At this point, I'm fed up. Only a minute or so had passed since my question to her, and I look at him and ask Kyle, "Hey, do you mind ending it here for today? I actually have some things to discuss with Lily." He responds with, "She invited me over though, and we're still reminiscing about the good old days." I look at Lily, and she can't even look me in the eyes. I look back at Kyle and say, "All right, let me rephrase it. This is my apartment, and I'm telling you to leave." He then looks at her and asks, "Do you want me to leave?" At this point, I completely lose my mind, saying, "What the fuck do you mean by that? I don't give a shit if she wants you to leave or not. I'm telling you to get the fuck out of my house." Lily tells me to calm down, and then informs him that he needs to leave. Kyle stands up and walks toward the hallway to gather his stuff. I follow him, and he eventually leaves. I return, and Lily is now furious at me, claiming I embarrassed her. "I embarrassed you?" she continues, saying my reaction was entirely unwarranted, as she had told me someone was coming over and had asked me beforehand. I said, "No, Lily, you mentioned a friend was coming over. A friend. Not once did you say this friend was a guy, let alone your ex." She then calls my reaction nonsense and says I acted like an asshole. I tell her, "You were with your ex in my apartment. Do you not see how disrespectful that is?" I then asked why on earth they were meeting in the first place, and she tells me he's going through rough times and needs someone to lean on. She just wanted to be there for him because he's a nice person, and thought that by meeting him in my apartment, it would show there's nothing suspicious happening. I explained how that's ridiculous and pointed out that if my ex started having issues, and I was the one comforting her, she would be livid. She replied that she would understand because she has empathy. I countered, saying that's nonsense, Lily. You got upset at me at the gym when I smiled after a girl complimented my form while lifting. She then said she was done talking and stormed out. I didn't say anything. I didn't follow her, and I haven't reached out. I just sat on the couch and reflected on what had just happened. I then called my father, who offered me some great advice. She texted me 2 hours ago. "Can we talk? I'm sorry for not telling you it was my ex I invited over. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Nothing happened. Nothing is going to happen. I love you." He messaged me out of the blue and needed someone to talk to. I didn't think that much of it. Reddit. I'm sorry for deceiving you. That sounds like BS, right? I didn't think much of it, then followed by sorry for deceiving you, like obviously you did think about it or you would have been truthful. I wanted to talk to him at your place because I didn't want you to assume something else was happening. Please talk to me. I love you. Obviously, if she sees this, she'll know I'm discussing us, but she doesn't use Reddit. I haven't replied yet. I'm leaning towards wanting to end things with her after discussing all this with my dad. Not for her talking to him, but for how I felt in the moment it all was occurring. It's a significant red flag for me that she said old friend instead of ex. I still don't get it. In the moment of me getting visibly upset with her ex, she didn't take my side once. When I was polite before I even recognized him, it felt like I was the odd man out. I just felt like she doesn't respect me. Not on some 1950s stuff where the woman has to respect the man, but if the roles were reversed and I was with my ex at her house, I would have backed my girl when she was getting mad. I would have called my ex out for talking cocky to my girl, etc. I'm still very pissed, so I don't think I should be talking to her right now. It's currently around 3 a.m. Honestly, I'm just fucking tired. I don't even know if I'm pissed. Edit 1. It's currently 12:44 p.m. It's already been a long fucking day and will continue to be a long fucking day. I've seen your comments. I'll update tonight or tomorrow, depending on what the fuck ends up fully playing out. It's been a hell of a day so far. I'm on like 3 hours of sleep. P.S. I added paragraphs. This whole writing was just me typing the words from my thoughts last night. I had no idea so many would view this. Update. It's currently around 7 p.m. as I write this, and honestly, the last 13-ish hours I've been up have been fucking draining, to say the least. I awoke in the morning to my phone going absolutely nuts with notifications from Reddit. I'm honestly like, oh fuck. Why the actual fuck did I decide to pour my personal thoughts out into a Reddit post? I started to go through y'all's comments, and saying I was shocked would be an understatement. Almost all of y'all are clearly taking my side, and I mean, I was just scrolling this morning, hoping to find that one comment supporting her. It didn't appear. What surprised me the most were the number of women in this thread saying they would never do this to their man, and that it is beyond disrespectful. Those comments struck the hardest this morning as they echoed my exact thoughts. Last night was a fucking stress storm for me, to be honest. I couldn't believe what had just happened. As y'all can guess from my post, I live alone, so there wasn't anyone at my place I could talk to. I decided to call the one man that's had my back since day one, my pops. As many have messaged me and many have commented, I will go into detail on what exactly our phone call involved. First, I'm going to go back to when it originally happened so it makes more sense. Also, when reading back my thoughts from last night, it was clear I was rushing at the end and honestly just fed up with everything at that point, so I skipped a lot of details. Okay, to start, Lily had just stormed out of my apartment when I called her out, saying she wouldn't be fucking okay with me meeting with my ex because they needed someone to lean on. Like I said before, I didn't call, text, or follow her. At this point, I am fucking furious and I can't believe what just happened. I take a seat on the couch and try breathing exercises. I am trying to calm down, but it's no use because I keep remembering Kyle asking, "Do you want me to leave?" to my girlfriend. I didn't really elaborate on this beforehand, but that shit fucking sent me to another world, and I was about to lose my shit to the max. I just kept telling myself it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. At this moment, all I wanted to do was beat Kyle's ass, and all my techniques for calming down were failing. I finally said screw it and picked up my phone and said, "Siri, call old man." I honestly had no idea what I was going to say at that moment, but I knew if there was one person who could get through to me, it would be my pops. Now, I don't remember the exact conversation that took place, but I'll try my best to be as accurate as possible. Phone dialing. Dad picks up and says, "I seen it already. Vooch dropped 43 on they ass." I started laughing a bit and said, "It's not about that, Dad. I just got into a huge fucking fight with Lily, Dad. I'm really fucking pissed, Dad, and I don't want to do anything stupid." Whoa, okay. Where are you right now? Are you with her? Are you guys okay? "I'm at home right now," and she just stormed out. "Yes, I am chilling. I just don't know what to do." There was a long pause after this, and I heard my pops take a deep breath and say, all right, hit me." I began to give him the same rundown I gave you all in my last post. The whole time, my pops was dead silent, didn't say a fucking word. When I finished the story, all he asked was, "What does Kyle look like?" I won't lie, this caught me off guard because I was like, damn, Dad, why the fuck does it matter what he looks like? I responded, I don't know. He was white with long curly hair, etc. Why? My dad was like, no, how tall was he? At this point, I'm like, WTF, Dad? I don't know, his ass was like 5'9" max. My dad laughs a bit and says, "Explains the Timberlands then. Fucking male equivalent of heels." I didn't realize it yesterday, but what my pops was doing was what he always does. I literally can't can't stay pissed if I laugh, and my dad can make me laugh on demand. I started laughing. I was like, you're right, you're right. He then was like, how much do you think he weighed? I had to think for a minute, but I was like, maybe $155-ish. My dad then brought up the argument between Kyle and me. You mentioned Lily asked Kyle to leave after you began to get upset, right? Yeah, I replied. My dad pauses again for a long time, takes another deep breath. My name. I wouldn't be surprised if this situation is a lot more complicated than it appears. It speaks volumes to me that she only pushed for him to leave after you started to get really angry. My name, you are 6 feet, 190 pounds, and you were just disrespected in your own house by a man you barely know. When a woman cares for someone, the last thing she wants is for him to be in harm's way. She knew exactly what was going to happen if the situation continued to escalate, and she chose to get Kyle out of harm's way, followed by pinning all the blame on you and leaving. Honestly, son, where do you think she is right now? I didn't say anything. I knew what he was suggesting. I know it hurts, but promise me you won't do anything irrational. She made her decision. There's not much you can do to change it. You've proven your whole life you're one of a kind. Don't lose yourself now over something that will just end up being a tiny bump on your journey. I mean, seriously, I couldn't be more fucking proud of you, son. You're 22, living on your own in city, and you got your shit together. That's rare, my name. You're rare, my name. The right woman, like your mom for me, I laughed a little, will walk into your life when you least expect it. Don't waste your energy. Everything happens for a reason, son. I paused for a moment and said, thank you. I needed this, Dad. My dad laughed. Of course, your mom and I are here for you always. Ends call. Fast forward to this morning. I couldn't sleep for shit last night, so this morning was just completely awful. Lily was blowing up my phone the whole night, apologizing and begging for my forgiveness. It's around 11 a.m. at this point, and I'm completely just over this situation. I still haven't responded to her since she stormed off last night. In my opinion, she made her choice. However, I have a long week ahead and can't let this crap keep affecting me this much. I eat something and head to my apartment's local gym to run. On lifting days, I go to a private gym, and on cardio days, I use the apartment's gym. Running is therapeutic for me. Around 1 o'clock, I get a phone call, and of course, it's Lily. No part of me wants to pick up, but we've been dating for 2.5 years. I felt obligated. Picks up phone. What's up? I say, and am immediately met with crying. I'm sorry, my name. I love you to death. Please just talk to me. I shouldn't have left last night. I panicked. You know I love you. My name. I didn't say anything. My name, please talk to me. This isn't right. Please just talk to your girlfriend. I'm sorry. I told you nothing happened. I won't ever speak to him again. Please, I beg, can we just talk? At this point, the realization of my feelings for her started to really set in. Instead of anger, sorrow, or any emotion, to be honest, I just felt a sense of indifference when she spoke. I responded, can you come over around 3? Still crying, yes, 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 she says. Okay, I say. Ends call. I'm just sitting on the sofa now, waiting for 3 to roll around. Scrolling through the comments on my previous post. Knock, knock. I hear from the hallway. Shortly after, I see my girlfriend emerge from the mini hallway. She begins to smile and cry while wiping her tears. Again, I take notice of how I feel at this moment. A sense of indifference. A feeling I don't care about anymore. It really started to hit me. 2.5 years wasted just like that. The woman who I cared so deeply for just 24 hours before is now in front of me crying, and I don't feel a thing. Lily, it's over between us, I said. Completely shocked, she barely manages to mutter out, what? While still crying. It's over, I repeated. My name, my name, my name. No, 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 no. Please, I'm sorry. Don't end this between us. I love you to death, she said hysterically. Now I won't lie. That last part hit hard. I mean fucking hard, man. I couldn't hide it anymore. The lid had been broken. Don't end this between us, I say. Lily, I'm sorry. I can't take this shit anymore. I don't know what impression I gave you about our relationship, but I won't stay in a relationship with a woman who thinks so little of me. You made the decision to end things between us when you invited your ex into my apartment behind my fucking back, Lily. That is something I refuse to overlook, Lily. At this point, my thoughts just started to pour out like a fucking tidal wave. No guy is that confident without some reason, Lily. I'm not a fucking fool, Lily. You gave him some sort of reassurance to act like that. Hell, you even backed him in front of me. Why the fuck would I stay with someone who's not gonna have my back? Absolutely nearly bawling at this point, Lily said, "I'm sorry, my name. I love you. I'm sorry. Y'all can call me whatever you want." But at this point, I just went soft. I didn't have the heart to keep drilling her anymore. She was just breaking down, crying uncontrollably. I just sat down in silence. "My name. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. My name. I love you. Only you. I won't ever talk to him again. I won't. I promise. My name. Please just give me one more chance," said Lily. I'm completely silent. I mean, there was just a huge fucking pressure on my chest. It felt like my ribcage was going to crack under the pressure. Sat there silently listening to her crying. I remembered one of my favorite songs, "I'd rather have loyalty than love, 'cause love really don't mean jack." See, love is just a feeling. You can love somebody and still stab them in they back. It don't take much to love. You can love somebody just by being attached. See, loyalty is an action. You can love or hate me and still have my back. 21. Savage. I just kept those lyrics running in my head on a loop. To many, it might seem she said all the right things, but to me, actions speak louder than words. Last night she chose to define us through her actions, and since actions speak louder than words, it really didn't matter what she said. I'm struggling to hold myself together at this point. I really did love her. Shit, I still fucking do. But I understood this was what's best for me. I wouldn't have been able to trust her again. You can't be in a relationship without trust or loyalty. I lost both from her. As she cries, I look up and say, "Lily, please, it's over. There's no saving this." She looks at me and says, "My name." "No, please, just stop. It's over, Lily," I interrupt. "Please just do us both a favor and take your things and leave, Lily. It's over. Please, let's just end it here." She doesn't say anything and gets up, starting to gather some of her belongings around their apartment. I grabbed a garbage bag and helped her pack. She left the keys to my apartment on the table and walked out. This all wrapped up around 4:30 today. I've just been sitting here trying to process what the fuck just happened. Honestly, it all still doesn't feel real. I never intended on posting on Reddit yesterday, but I just needed a place to fucking vent, and since it blew up, I felt like I should update y'all today. It's 7:35 as I finish writing this. I'm fucking hurt. The weight of what the fuck just went down over the last 24 hours doesn't feel real. To anyone who actually read this long-ass update, thank you. To those who commented on my previous post, thank you. I absolutely needed a place to vent last night.